Yep. Hey, that's instantaneous.
You posting the link out?
Watch that tripod. Hey, everybody, make sure if the kid is walking through, make sure they don't trip over that. If that thing ain't up there, that's secure. Unless you want to own it.
Right. Say it can be yours.
It can be yours. The one little trip.
One little trip.
Turn the ringtones off, please.
Turn that radio down. Turn that radio down.
Turn it down. Give here. Keep the volume all the way down. You see the link, Ron?
It's in the joint now.
I don't need a new tablet. So here you go. You're right. Y'all see that?
That's man.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good.
Did they do it?
I don't think so. He was here doing a what we call it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Boy said, "Don't make me do something to you."
Did you see the crying joy with the phone call? But I posted it in the box. That was broken.
I was like,
You didn't see this?
oh, no, he didn't.
I got you. So is the music. Okay, this hilarious. Hilarious.
I got it here.
Oh my God.
Oh, they put that boy George face on it.
Emotion.
No, that's like. When Westbrook got here, Lord.
Y'all ready for that?
I know.
He said almost had to burn his
Here with the sound.
You talk about it so funny. Every time I watch it, the tears come real.
Travis, I'm gonna pray straight for help, please. Whenever y'all can pray for help,
Oh,
help, please.
Ethel
Morris.
Come down.
All minds clear? This is Deuteronomy. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Deuteronomy or Devarim, chapter 6, and verse 4. Hear, O Yisrael, Yahuwah our Elohim, Yahuwah is one. Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael.
Yahuwah Eloheinu.
Yahuwah Eloheinu.
Yahuwah Echad.
Yahuwah Echad.
This is Exodus chapter 20, or Shemot chapter 20 at verse 3. We will have no other mighty ones.
We will have no other mighty ones
Against the Most High.
against the Most High.
We will not make any carved image.
We will not make any carved image
Or any likeness.
or any likeness.
That which is in Shamayim above.
That which is in Shamayim above,
Or which is in the earth beneath.
or which is in the earth beneath,
Or which is in the waters under the earth.
or which is in the waters under the earth.
We will not bow down to them.
We will not bow down to them,
Nor serve them.
nor serve them.
And Yahuwah
For Yahuwah
is a jealous
is
El,
a jealous El,
visiting the wickedness
visiting the
of
wickedness
the fathers on the children,
of the fathers on the
to
children,
the third and fourth generations
to the third and fourth
of
generation
those that hate him,
of those that hate him,
with showing kindness
showing
to
kindness
thousands of those
to thousands of
who
those
love him
who love him
and keep his commandments.
and keep his commandments.
We will not bring the name
We will not bring the name
of Yahuwah
of Yahuwah
in vain,
in vain.
for Yahuwah
For
will
Yahuwah
not leave us unpunished,
will not leave us
who
unpunished,
brings his name in vain.
who brings his name in vain.
We will remember the Shabbat day,
We will remember the Shabbat day,
keep it Kodesh.
to keep it Kodesh.
6 days we will labor,
6 days we will
and
labor,
do all our work.
and do all our
But
work.
the seventh day
But the seventh day
is the Shabbat
is the
of
Shabbat
Yahuwah.
of Yahuwah.
For in 6 days
For in 6 days,
Yahuwah made Shamayim
Yahuwah made Shamayim
and the earth
and the earth
and the sea
and the sea
and all that is in them,
and all that is in them,
and rested the seventh day.
and the rest of the seventh day.
Therefore Yahuwah barak the Shabbat day.
Therefore, Yahuwah brought the Shabbat day.
We will respect our
We
fathers
will respect our fathers
and our mothers,
and our mothers,
so that our days are long
so that our days are long
upon the earth.
upon the earth.
We will not murder.
We will not murder.
We will not commit adultery.
We will not commit
We
adultery.
will not steal.
We will not steal.
We will not bear false witness
We will not bear false witness
against our neighbor.
against our
We
neighbor.
will not covet
We will not covet
anything that is our neighbor's.
that is our neighbor's.
Father, Yah, we give thanks for this day, for this set-apart day, Father, to gather together on one accord, Father, for your name's sake. Father, we pray and ask, Father, that your spirit will be with us on this day, that you will allow utterance to proceed forth according to your spirit, Father, that you allow understanding to be gained according to your spirit, that you would impart wisdom on each and every person in this room, Father, and each and every person who is watching, Father. We pray, Father, that your word will go forward unimpeded, Father, with removing any obstacle by the enemy to deter your word from going forth, Father. We pray that it will be received with gladness and thanksgiving, Father. That will be used for the uplifting and the upbuilding of your kingdom, Father. Father, we pray ultimately, Father, for Sister Ethel, Father, that you would watch over her, Father. Remove anything that's unlike you, Father. Cleanse her, make her whole, Father, according to your spirit, according to your will, Father. All these things we pray and we give thanks. Bashem Yahuwah, Yahushua, Hamashiach, Barak, HaKodesh, so be it.
So be it. Hallelujah.
Y'all keep it around.
Like you say. Hey, shalom, shalom. Shalom. How's everybody? Good? Good. All right. So we're gonna pick up from where B left off at last week. Anybody remember what B went over last week? What was his lesson about? What was it about? Faith. Faith, okay. It was about faith, right? So, let me ask y'all a question. Why do you believe? Anybody? Don't rush to answer.
I believe in His word. I believe His word is true.
Why? What makes you have faith, Smarty?
Because of the things that happen. Because of the things that have happened.
I mean, it's on you. I'm asking. Go ahead. You all have a measure, but I'm asking specifically for you. Why do you believe?
It's not a right or wrong answer. It's based on you.
Oh,
Say again?
the work that the Most High has done for us individually.
Okay. Exactly. It ain't a right or wrong answer. It's pertaining to you or why you believe. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody were to challenge your belief, you know what I'm saying, and ask you this, you should be able to answer it. All right. Now I want to ask y'all this. What does the tree of good and evil have in common with the Shabbat? No takers? Okay. Go ahead.
The Shabbat, you have a choice whether to participate or not to participate, and you have that pull from your worldly friends, and what they're doing, and what your beliefs tell you you should be doing.
Okay, I go for that. Go for that. All right. So since we picking up from where B left off at, we're gonna go to some of the spots that he went to. Give me Hebrews 11:1. Hebrews 11:1.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 11, and verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
Is the what?
The substance of things hoped for.
So we said that this substance went back to what? What does that word go back to? No, the word substance went back to, what does it mean?
Foundation.
The foundation. Foundation is the beginning of something, right? Go ahead.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
The what?
The evidence of things not seen.
The evidence of things that's seen.
Not seen.
Not seen. Right? Read that again.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
The evidence of things not seen. Read.
For by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Elohim.
So through what?
Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Elohim.
So by faith, we understand this. All right? Give me 2 Corinthians 4:18. So faith is the substance of things that's not seen. Keep that in mind.
2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 18. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal.
For what?
For the things which are seen are temporal.
For the things which are seen are temporal, meaning they're temporary. So it's about something that's not being able to be seen. So a lot of people say, I don't believe in nothing but what I can put my hands on and what I can see, right? I heard people say that. So can anybody see air? But it's there though, right? Exactly, but it's there. You don't see it, but it's there. So your very senses will deceive you. What's the senses?
Seeing, tasting, hearing,
Touching,
smelling.
Right.
sometimes what?
Your very senses will deceive you. Give me John. (20) and 27.
The book of John, or Yehukanah,
Chapter 20, verse 27. Then said he to Thomas, reach here your finger and behold my hands, and reach here your hand and thrust it into my side. And be not faithless, but believing.
Be not what?
Be not faithless, but believing.
Be not faithless, but believing. Read.
And Thomas answered and said unto him, my master and my Elohim. Mashiach saith unto him, Thomas, because you have seen me.
Because what?
Because you have seen me.
So the only reason that Thomas believed now is because he did what? He sees him. But it told us faith is the substance of things that's not seen. So the only reason that Thomas believed right now is because he's actually physically looking at him. He physically touched them. Only reason he believed. Read.
Mashiach said unto him, Thomas, because you have seen me, you have believed. Increased are they which have not seen and yet have believed.
Read that again.
Increased are they that have not seen and yet have believed.
But yet have believed. All right. How can your very senses get you in trouble? Anybody? How can your eyes, your nose, your taste, touch, see, all these things get you in trouble?
Use them in an unrighteous way, they can get you in trouble. Something lusting and pleasure. Looking at it wrong, touching it wrong.
So it's like when you see somebody do a magic trick or something, right? And you say, you can't tell me I saw this with my own two eyes. You see the man pick a nail up and push it through his head. Did he really do that? Can't do that, right? But you saw it with your own two eyes, right?
Illusion.
Right. seen Chris Angel walk down a wall, walk across the sky, the whole nine. Because you saw something with your own two eyes. So we're going to go in a couple of spots to show you how your senses will deceive you. Get Genesis 3:1. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1.
Genesis or Bereshit chapter 3 at verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahuwah Elohim had made. And he saith unto the woman, Yea, hath Elohim said, You shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman saith unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim hath said, You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die.
So she just added to the word. Read.
And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die. For Elohim do know that in the day that you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open.
That's a what?
That your eyes shall be open.
Go ahead.
And you shall be as God.
As what?
As gods.
Go ahead.
Knowing good and evil.
Knowing good and evil. Now, what's the problem with knowing good and evil? What's the big thing with that? Anybody else?
You know it's good, then you know that to be
You
bad.
fucked up with it.
Once you know, you got the option to go the wrong way.
Yeah, I like that. Basically, he told them that they would be as gods, right? So if I own a company and I'm the boss in this job, it's got to be run my way, right? Because I'm the boss. But if you got your own business, you run it, right? So if you become your own God, then you can determine what's good and what's evil. Absolutely. Right? That's the difference. That's what it is. So if they become their own gods, now I don't have to look into your law. I don't have to look into your law to tell me what's good and what's evil. So you say that a man lie with a man, that ain't evil to me. Right? You can make your own way with this. That's the problem with this talking about knowing good and evil. You decide what's good. His law don't tell you what is. Read on.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food.
When she did what?
When the woman saw.
She saw something. That's one of the senses, right? Read.
That the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired, to make one wise. She took of the fruit thereof.
She did what?
She took of the fruit thereof.
So she touched it. Read.
And did eat.
She ate it. That's the taste. We know that she heard the serpent talk to her. That's the hearing part. She tastes. Every time you taste something, you automatically smell it when you eat. So her five senses is right here involved in this. Finish that out.
She took the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
So there's the five senses right here in this particular thing. This got Adam and Eve deceived. The very senses that they got. So let's show another instance of this. Let's go to Genesis chapter 25. Now, the senses are based off carnal things, right? Read Genesis 25, pick it up at 28.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 28. And Isaac loved Esau, because he did eat of his venison.
Because Esau was more righteous.
Because he did eat of his venison.
So why the reason that he loved Isaac? Because he cooked, right? Would y'all say that's a carnal reason to love somebody? Wow. So Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison.
That's his way to a man's heart is through his what?
His stomach, right? Same stuff, right? So this is the reason that he loved Isaac the most. Not because he's more righteous, not because he followed Yah, but because he cooked venison. So it's the same thing. So you got two sons, and one of your sons play sports, and one of them is like to chill at the house. Which one most people would be proud of? The sports one, right? That's carnal to the core. That's all carnal. Therefore, watch that. Watch that.
Watch that.
So that's carnal to the core. Read that again.
And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. But Rebekah loved Jacob.
Rebecca did what?
But Rebekah loved Jacob.
Why does she love Jacob?
And Jacob's side potted.
It don't say why she loved him. It don't say nothing about why she loved him. It just says she loved Jacob. Not because he stayed at home and, and picked flowers for his mama or nothing. But it don't say. All right. Genesis chapter 27. Pick it up at verse 1.
Genesis 27, verse 1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old, and his eyes were dim.
His what?
His eyes were dim.
That's one of his what?
Senses.
His eyes was dim. Read.
So that he could not see. He called Esau his eldest son and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here am I. And he said, Behold, now I am old. I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray you, your weapons, your quiver and your bow, and go out to the field and take me some venison.
Do what?
And take me some venison.
Go ahead.
And make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may increase you before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son. And Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard your father speak unto Esau your brother, saying, Bring me venison and make me savory meat, that I may eat and increase you before Yahuwah, before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command you.
Now right here, how does this show that Rebekah lacks faith? How does this show that Rebekah lacks faith?
She wanted that the Most High was going to bless Jacob.
Say it again.
Because she didn't think that the Most High was going to bless Jacob.
Yep. That's what it basically comes down to this. So she's going to go the opposite way. She's not going to trust in the way the Most High said it. Hold what you got. Get Genesis 25. Pick it up at verse 23.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 23. And Yahuwah said unto her, Two nations are in your womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from your bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Read that again.
One people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
So right here, he already told her that the elder is going to serve the younger. But she took it on herself. I got to make this thing happen in my own way. No different than when he told Abraham, I'm going to make Isaac a great nation, and I'm going to do this for you. And his wife came along and says, oh, I'm too old. I can't have no children. That's how Ishmael jumped on the scene in the first place. Because they didn't have faith. In that instance, they did the same thing. Jump the gun, and you try to make it work out. So now this is why Jacob ended up catching so much hell, because they went the wrong way about it. The Most High gonna work it out for you. Just sit back and trust him. All right? Go back. Genesis 27. Pick up where you left off at.
Verse 9.
Okay, go ahead.
Go now to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for your father.
What kind of meat? What kind of they getting?
Goats.
2 what?
Goats.
He like, what kind of meat does Isaac like?
Venison.
Venison, right? 2 different things, right? Okay, read on.
And I will make them savory meat for your father, such as he loved. And you shall bring it to your father that he may eat, and that he may increase you before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man.
You what?
Esau my brother is a hairy man,
Go ahead.
and I am a smooth man.
What kind of meat?
I'm a smooth man.
Go ahead.
My father peradventure will feel me. And I
what?
My father peradventure will feel me.
You will kill me. Read on.
And I shall seem to him as a deceiver. And I shall bring a curse upon me and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, upon me be your curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved.
Read on.
And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son. She took the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck. He gave the savory and the bread, which he had prepared, into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I. Who are you, my son?
He said, who are you, my son?
Right.
He asked the question like, who are you, my son? But remember, his eyes is dim. Read.
And Jacob said unto his father, I'm Esau, your firstborn. I have done according as you have bade me. Arise, I pray you, sit and eat of my venison.
Should he what?
Of my venison.
But what kind of meat is this for real? Goat meat, right? Read.
That your soul may increase me. And Isaac said unto his son, how is it that you have found it so quickly?
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me you went out to the woods and you got a deer that fast? Wow. Jacob been doing what the whole time right now? Doing what? Lying, right? Read.
And Isaac said unto his son, how is it that you have found it so quickly, my son? And he said, because Yahuwah Elohim brought it to me.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a bold-faced one right there, right? Y'all got it for me. That's how I got it so fast. Y'all ever noticed that before? Read.
And Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray you, that I may feel you, my son.
That I may do what?
That I may feel you, my son.
So they told us that his eyes was dim. So he said, come close that I may feel you, my son. Read.
Whether you be my very son Esau or not.
Go ahead.
And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, the voice is Jacob's voice.
So he hears him, right? The voice is Jacob's voice. So now we got the eyes. We got the hearing. Read.
But the hands are of Esau.
Because he's feeling them. He got the fake fur on him. Read.
And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy, and his brother's Esau's, as his brother Esau's hand. So he increased them. And he said, are you my very son Esau?
It's you, boy. My first boy in here. Like you feel like you, but your voice don't sound right. My eyes is dim. I can't really see. Is this you, boy? Read.
And he said, I am.
I lie again. Read.
And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison.
I will do what?
I will eat of my son's venison.
Taste. Read.
That my soul may increase you.
Go ahead.
And he brought it near to him, and he did eat, and brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son.
Now I may do what? Go ahead.
And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment.
He did what?
Smelled the smell of his raiment.
There go the 5 senses right there in this whole thing. So he loved Esau. Why?
Because of venison.
Because of the what?
Venison.
But you can't tell the difference between this is goat meat. This is all carnal. Everything that's going on with this is carnal. That's why he's getting deceived. Because he saw it, eyes is dim, tasted, everything. You should have knew the difference. Wait a minute. This don't got the gamey taste. This ain't right. Because this is all carnal. Everything. Exactly.
She seasoned that boy up real good. He don't know the difference.
They taught Esau.
Right. All of this is carnal. So his senses right here failed him. So if you're doing carnal, if you're in a carnal mind state, you're going to be deceived. Your very senses are going to get you deceived. What verse was that you at?
27 still.
Finish that out.
See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which Yahuwah hath increased.
So we know Esau was a man in the field all the time, right? So he got the smell on him, everything. Let's go back to Hebrews 11:1. Yeah, for a minute.
Hebrews chapter 11 at verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
The evidence of what?
Of things not seen.
Again, evidence of things not seen. Now, let me ask y'all a question. Besides Mashiach, who do you think had the most faith or should have had the most faith in the entire book? Should have had. Moses? Anybody else? You say? Adam. But why? Why should Adam have more than anybody else? He's the first what? First created? Okay. Let's go back there. Let's see. Faith is what? Say that one more time. What is it?
Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
Not seen. All right. Let's go back. Genesis chapter 1 and pick it up at verse 5. Boy, been studying so hard until that goes up. Genesis, some of y'all just tearing them up. I want to make it look like I be studying. Genesis 1 and 5.
Genesis or Bereshit chapter 1. Chapter 1 at verse 5. And Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day.
Were the what?
Were the first day.
Where was Adam at? He wasn't what?
Created.
He wasn't there, right? Jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8. And Elohim called the firmament Shamaim, and the evening and the morning were the second day.
But what day?
The second day.
Where was Adam at? You sure he ain't there?
No.
Jump down to verse 12.
And the earth brought forth grass and seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit,
Go ahead.
whose seed was in itself after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day.
Third day, we 3 days in. Where's Adam at? He still ain't there? Wow. Okay. Jump down to verse 16.
Verse 16. And Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And Elohim set them in the firmament of the Shamaim to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good.
He did what?
And Elohim saw that it was good.
Go ahead.
And the evening and the morning were the fourth day.
So now we 4 days in. Where's Adam at? Still ain't there. Read on.
And Elohim said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures that have life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of Shamaim. And Elohim created great whales, and every living creature that moved, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim increased them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let the fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day.
So now we 5 days in. Where's Adam at? Still ain't there yet, right? Read.
And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping things, and beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And Elohim made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creep upon the earth after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image.
So now, after everything that's been created, man finally is entering the scene. Pick that verse up from the top again.
And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, and over all the earth, that creep upon the earth. So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he him. Male and female created he them.
So jump down to verse 31.
Verse 31. And Elohim saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day.
Where's Adam? Hmm? You just made him on 26. So, why should Adam have had the faith more than anybody else?
Because he made everything good and then he waited to make sense.
He made everything for Adam.
Yeah.
But Adam didn't see anything.
I got you.
Adam didn't actually see anything happen. He's just like a baby. Just like my little daughter just got here. She just here. She don't know about nothing that took place. She's just here. Adam is just there. He didn't witness anything take place. So why should Adam believe? Because he didn't see the birds be created. He didn't see the trees be created. He didn't see nothing. He didn't even see Eve get created. Because he was asleep. That's a good point. But the whole thing is he didn't witness anything happen with his own eyes. So in order for him to believe, he gotta take the Most High word for it. He don't got no more evidence than we got right now. Because he didn't witness it. He didn't see anything happen. Again, he just one day a tree, sheep, dogs, it's just there, right? So, but he didn't witness none of this stuff with his own two eyes being made. So when Eve was created, he was asleep. So again, he just wake up. Who are you? How did you get here?
He got you too, huh?
So they just gotta take the Most High's word for it, right? That's why I asked y'all from the beginning, why do you believe? Because you didn't see anything either, right? You just one day born as a baby, then you start getting memories and stuff. I know that lady, she feed me. That man come in and throw me up there and play with me, right? It's happening, but you don't have no recollection of this stuff ever taking place, but you just gotta trust that this is what it is, right? Like we said last week, it's quote unquote what they would call blind faith. Adam had to have it, right? So in order to see whether or not you believe this, the Most High gives us a test, right? To see if you really believe me. Let's see. Go to Genesis chapter 2. Pick it up at verse 15.
Genesis chapter 15. And Yahuwah Elohim took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And Yahuwah Elohim commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat.
Of what?
Of every tree of the garden you may freely eat.
Every tree of the garden you may freely eat. Read.
But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat of it. For on the day that you eat thereof, you shall surely die.
You shall what?
You shall surely die.
Now notice, he didn't say all of these trees in here, you pick out the tree that you don't want to eat from. He picked it, right? Because this is a test. I'm going to see whether or not you believe me. So he didn't give him the choice and say, all of these trees over here, and just pick the one out that you want. He didn't do that. He picked it out. Made the difference. Keep that in mind. Read.
But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat of it. For on the day that you eat thereof, you shall surely die.
You shall what?
You shall surely die.
You shall surely die. Not no parable, no nothing into it, nothing sneaky, nothing. Straight to the point. The day that you do this, you're going to surely die. Point blank. Again, no parables in it. If you do this, you're going to die. So the choice is there to see if you believe me. Right? Let's get Genesis 3:1.
Bereshit chapter 3 at verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahuwah has made. And he said unto the woman, yeah, have Elohim said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim have said, you shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die.
You see what?
Lest you die.
So she shows she fully understands it and knows this, right? So even though they in there with him, do they know y'all? They was right there with him, even though they didn't see anything be created. Do they know him? They don't know him.
He didn't even say that they seen him before this.
Good point. Let's get 1 John chapter 2.
See what he's walking in the garden. Scared they're gonna be first time. Exactly.
Then said,
They was hiding at that point. First John chapter 2, pick it up at verse 3.
1 John chapter 2 and verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments.
If we do what?
If we keep his commandments.
So he says, hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments. What was his commandment to them? So according to this, they know him, right? Even though they was right in there with him. Read.
He that saith, I know him, and keep not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
So according to this, Adam and Eve didn't know him, and they was what? Liars. Because both of them turned around and played the blame game. Instead of taking it on, they're showing they didn't trust him. They didn't believe in what he told them. Deuteronomy 32. At verse okay. Pick it up at verse 20.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 at verse 20. Hold it down. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. But they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith.
Is what?
Is no faith.
Is no faith. So just like B told us last week with this faith, what does this faith mean? To do what?
Right.
To trust. They didn't trust him. They didn't believe it. They wanted to be their own Elohims or their own gods. So they disobeyed his direct commandment because you really didn't believe. And we can't say that, oh, they should have believed because they didn't see anything. Just like we didn't see anything. They didn't say that they went and got a little brush and scraped on the rocks and says, he's lying to us. This rock is carbon dated. It's been here for 50 million years. You know what the science people do, right? Go out in the woods and say, see, that Bible is lying. The earth has been here for 60,000 years, 60 million years. See, that rock came from Scandinavia and floated over here. It ain't no scientific evidence for them to know anything. They had to trust them. Their actions show that they didn't trust them. They didn't believe them, right? Let's get Exodus. Let me ask y'all a question before we go. So that was the test for Adam and Eve, was not to eat from that tree, right? They failed it. What's the test for the rest of the world?
Today's time. Today's time.
In today's time.
Keep it low.
More specific. It's a direct test that you got. What? Yeah, that's it. Anybody else?
Have faith.
Super basic. Let's see what the test is. I asked y'all earlier, what two things had in common? What is it? Let's see. He gave a negative and a positive command back there, right? He says, all of these trees, you can eat from it. But this one right here, it is off limit. He didn't give you an opportunity to say, I can choose the tree that I want to choose, not to eat from. He chose it for you, right? Exodus 16, pick it up at verse 1.
Exodus or Shemot, chapter 16 at verse 1. And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai. And on the 15th day of the second month, after their departing out of the land of Egypt, the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moshe and Aharon in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, Would Elohim we had died by the hand of Yahuwah in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full? For you have brought us forth into the wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger.
So we will have to go into the wilderness a second time, right? If you're blessed enough. You think that this could happen a second time? So we should learn from this, right?
Shoot.
We see our people. We're not the sharpest knife in the joint. He showed us over and over. So our people was complaining about going into the wilderness. They are missing their McDonald's. They are missing going to Kroger right now. Right? Read on.
But you have brought us forth into the wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Then said Yahuwah unto Moshe, Behold, I will rain bread from Shamayim for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law.
He said, I will do what?
Prove them.
Prove them. What does that mean? To test them. And what is this talking about? What day?
Shabbat.
Shabbat. So he's putting the Shabbat there as a test to see whether or not you believe me, whether or not you're going to follow and do what I asked you to do. Because the Shabbat is just like the garden. It's a bunch of days. It's a choice, but he put one there. He didn't say, I'll let y'all pick the day. I chose the day, and you're going to have to keep it. So notice, this is why this day is always under attack, right? Nobody don't come up with nothing for the other commandments. It's only this one. Because you do the rest of them every day. But this is the only one that you can do one time a week, right? And you can't choose it. So we always hear people say, well, I work on Monday. So 6 days from that, Sunday is my day. That's why I do it. No, you can't pick it. He picked it. You know what I'm saying? That's just like Adam and Eve couldn't go and say, well, you said don't eat from that one, but we're gonna not eat from that one. No, I picked it. Therefore, you're gonna do it the way that I said, because it comes down to obedience. So if you got faith, you're gonna be obedient, and you're gonna do it the way that He say do it, not the way you choose to do it, and come up with something. Again, this is why people are always going to keep attacking this day. So you're going to get the lunar Sabbath thing that's going to always come up, and you're going to get the we can't keep it because we in captivity, right? Now the law states that you shall do this in all what? In all your dwellings, right? So whether people know it or not, you let Lucy influence you. You letting him take you out. You making people fail to what? The test. Because he putting it right here to show you this is your test. Whether or not you show that you believe me. So if you don't kill people, a lot of people don't kill people, right? That don't show you who you worship, because it's atheists that don't believe in killing people, right? So if you don't make idols, a lot of people don't make idols. That's nothing, but that's Shabbat. When you say you keep the Shabbat, people automatically know something about you, right? Right? It automatically separates you from other people, right? Because it's the only one. And this is why everybody try to get rid of it. Everybody try to get rid of it. You can ask anybody that don't believe in this, you can ask them. Any Christian, do you put anybody before the Most High? Oh, no. No. Do you make idols? No. Do you bow down to other fake gods? No, I don't do that. Skip over the fourth one. Do you honor your mother and your father? Of course. I love my mom and my daddy.
She not calling. Go that way.
Go that way.
Do you covet? Do you think it's okay to covet? No. Do you think it's okay to kill anybody? No. Do you steal? No, I don't do any of these things. Do you remember the Shabbat day? Well, see, the Lord died and rose on Easter. No. The very one that he told you to remember, which is the test, you turn around and say, I don't rock with that. So out of all the 10 commandments, that one is the one that everybody want to get rid of. Because it's the test.
We got to focus on love. That Sabbath don't really like show love. Why you show love with that? That one.
So because you be obedient, because he told you to do it.
Brother just hit me with that 2 days ago. That's the job.
So it don't say that the Sabbath, does the sun shine any brighter on the Shabbat?
Nope.
Right, because you get that rest. Is it any longer than any other day? The birds don't sing more beautiful on the Shabbat or nothing, right? It's special. Why? Simply because he said it. Simply because he separated it from all the rest of the days. It's special just because of that. He didn't say nothing about them trees was anything different about it Don't mess with it because I told you not to. Simple as that. Like we telling our kids, they don't know what's best for them. Now she want to get up and eat donuts for breakfast, right? He don't know, right? He don't know. So even though he don't know, I know what's best for him. You can't eat that right now. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Read that last verse again, verse 4.
Then said Yahuwah unto Moshe, Behold, I will rain bread from Shamaim for you and for the people. And the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. And it came to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. And Moshe and Aharon said unto all the children of Israel at evening, Then you shall know that Yahuwah hath brought you out from the land of Egypt.
Now notice, this is before the quote-unquote 10 commandments are given. The Shabbat is the only one of these days that is spoken from Genesis, right? It's the only one. Right in Genesis chapter 2. He ain't say nothing about you shall have no other gods before me, none of that stuff. But the Shabbat is mentioned all the way back there. Then again, right here, before the other ones are ever given. Jump down to verse 23.
Verse 23. And he said unto them, This is that which Yahuwah hath said. Tomorrow is the rest of the Kodesh Shabbat unto Yahuwah. Bake that which you will bake today, and seek that which you will seek, and that which remain over, lay up for you to be kept until the morning. And they laid it up to the morning, as Moshe bade, and it did not stink, neither therein. And Moses said, Eat that today, for today is the Shabbat unto Yahuwah. Today you shall not find it in the field. Today shall you gather it, but on the 7th day, which is the Shabbat, in it there shall be none. And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the 7th day.
What happened?
That it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the 7th day
On
together.
what day?
On the 7th day together.
Wait a minute, he just told them. They failed the test already. He just told them. And they right out there looking for it. They didn't what? They had no faith. They didn't believe him. They didn't believe him. Even right after he just told them.
Right there. They ain't gonna keep my law. Yep, you need to go to activity. Oh, nah. Yep, I knew it.
I'm gonna get that white belt or to tear you apart. Read that verse again.
And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the 7th day together, and they found none. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, How long refuse you to keep my commandments?
Oh, Most High, I didn't do it. They did it. Moses like, it ain't me. They not keeping it. I told them. Read that again.
How long will you refuse to keep my commandments and my laws? See, for that Yahuwah hath given you the Shabbat. Therefore he give you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. Abide you every man in his place. Let no man go out of his place on the 7th day.
On what day?
On the 7th day.
On the 7th day. So again, as soon as he give this out, they go right and break it. No. You know, I was thinking about it too. Right there, they already breaking it. Now, let's go to when he give it to Exodus 20:8.
Exodus.
Where was the tree at? Where was the tree located at? What does mist mean? Middle, right? Where's the Shabbat located? In the middle of the commandments, right? Heart of it. Read.
Shemot chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it Kodesh.
Do what?
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it Kodesh.
Forget the Sabbath day and do what you want.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it Kodesh.
Now again, all of these commandments before this say, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. When he got to this one, he said, what?
Remember.
Remember. Call to mind on this one. Only one that start like this. Exactly. In Exodus 16.
Exactly.
Gave it to him already. You already know about it. I'm just reiterating it to you now. So I want you to remember. And again, this is the one day that the whole world tries to make you forget. Show me one scripture where they kept the Sabbath in captivity. And Daniel kept the laws, but that don't say he kept the Sabbath. Ain't the Shabbat a law? So why are you separating it? Right? So I can say, show me that Daniel honored his mother and his father. I can say that too, right? That's what people is doing. They're trying their best to make you forget this day. Y'all keeping that Roman calendar stuff. I thought the Romans keep Sunday. Read.
Remember the Shabbat day to keep it Kodesh. 6 days shall you labor and do all your work. But the 7th day is the Shabbat of Yahuwah, your Elohim.
Hold on. Read that from the top again.
From verse 8.
Yep.
Exodus 20 and 8. Remember the Shabbat day to keep it Kodesh. 6 days you will labor and do all your work. But the 7th day.
But the Shabbat.
But the 7th day.
Notice he says the 7th and not the Shabbat right here. So it's showing you that the Shabbat must fall in 7s. It can't switch and this day it be here and then at the beginning of the month and then it fall on the 8th day. That's not 7 days. That's why he's showing you this is a separation. Read verse 10.
But the 7th day is the Shabbat of Yahuwah, your Elohim. In it you shall not do any work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your manservant, nor your maidservant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger that is within your gates. For in 6 days Yahuwah made Shamayim, and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore Yahuwah barak the Shabbat day, and hallowed it.
So we got it again. Verse 11. For in 6 days Yahuwah made Shamayim and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the
7th day.
7th day. Read.
Wherefore Yahuwah barak the Shabbat day.
So we got it again. 7th and Sabbath in the same passage, showing you that the Shabbat must fall on a 7. It cannot be on the 8th of something. And the Shabbat is what to us? Sign, mark. And more importantly, it's to attest, to see if you're going to obey me. Again, the sun don't shine no brighter on the Shabbat. The day ain't an extra 5 minutes. The day ain't, the birds don't sing more beautiful on the Shabbat. Nothing. You still got to get up and do same stuff. So the day is special simply because he said so. Simply because he said so. And that's again why everybody is going to try to make you fail this test. Get me Ezekiel 20. Pick it up at verse 18.
Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 18.
Be careful, watch that.
Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 18. But I said unto their children in the wilderness.
He did what?
But I said unto their children in the wilderness.
What we just was reading in Exodus 16. Go ahead.
Walk you not in the statutes of your fathers, neither observe their judgments, nor defile yourselves with their idols. I am Yahuwah your Elohim. Walk in my statutes.
Do what?
Walk in my statutes.
Go ahead.
Keep my judgments.
Do what?
Keep my judgments.
Walk in my statutes. Keep my judgments. No.
And do them. And Kodesh my Shabbats. And they shall be a sign between me and you.
What?
A sign between me and you.
A sign or a mark. Read.
Between me and you. That you may know that I am Yahuwah your Elohim. Notwithstanding, the children rebelled against me.
They did what?
Rebelled against me.
You think somebody gonna, in these times, rebel against them? Absolutely. It's already written. Declaring the end from the beginning. Already happened in the beginning. We're supposed to learn from all the things that already took place. He's saying right here, but notwithstanding, verse 21 again.
Notwithstanding, the children rebelled against me. They walked not in my statutes, neither kept my judgments to do them. Which if a man do, he shall even live in them.
Ooh, if you do it, you shall live in them. Read.
They polluted my Shabbat.
They did what?
They polluted my Shabbat.
They polluted my Shabbat. You can't keep the Shabbat. Don't nobody know when the Shabbat is. You can't keep the Shabbat in captivity. You got to observe the Shabbat by the moon. Trying to make you not remember it. Read.
Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them to accomplish my anger against them in the wilderness. Nevertheless,
because we going back to the wilderness, right? Read.
Nevertheless, I withdrew my hand and wrought for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted in the sight of the heathen, in whose sight I brought them forth. I lifted up my hand unto them also in the wilderness, that I would scatter them among the heathen and disperse them through the countries, because they had not executed my judgments, but had despised my statutes.
Did what?
Had despised my statutes.
So we know the first time we was in the wilderness, we despised his statutes. Right after he told us to do it, some people went right out there with their little buckets trying to get the manna. He just warned you not to do it. Jump down to verse 32.
Verse 32. And that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all, that you say, we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries, to serve wood and stone. Yahuwah Elohim, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out will I rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you from the countries where
I will bring you out. He brought us out from Egypt,
wherein you were scattered, with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face.
What?
I will plead with you face to face.
Go ahead.
Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt.
Declaring the end from the beginning. Read.
So will I plead with you, saith Yahuwah Elohim. And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant, and I will purge you out from among, and I will purge out from among you the rebels.
So this is the people that actually made it to the wilderness, right? So just like our people made it to the wilderness in the first time, still was hard-headed. Same thing gonna happen again. Read that again, verse 38.
And I will purge out from among you the rebels.
You would think that it shouldn't be no rebels at this time, right? You would think that nobody still don't got the Nimrod spirit on them and rebel. Read.
And I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me, I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel.
Mm.
And they shall not enter into the land of Israel. And you shall know that I am Yahuwah.
Now he is who?
Yahuwah.
So in this end times, which we all believe that we're in or fastly approaching, everybody, whether they know it or not, is going to try to make you fail the test. Let's go to Daniel. One moment, please. In the cut. All right. So like I was saying, everybody is going to try to make you fail this test and show that you don't have faith. If somebody ran up in here right now with an AK that says,
Sweat beating already.
What
you say?
Who down for this Yahuwah? And if you down for him, this is what I'm gonna do to you. Who raised their hand when he said it? Somebody run up in here with an AK. And matter of fact, a couple of them come in that door and in that door and say, who down for this Yahuwah? Who down for this Yahuwah? Who gonna die for him if you say you believe in him? Who gonna let something inside of him say, I'm just doing this. He know I really believe. I'm just doing, he know my heart. I'm just saying this because the man got a gun. Right? Who gonna do that? Who will have the faith that he gonna bring me through? Right? And again, this ain't even something that you gotta answer outwardly. Answer it within your own self. Right? Because there's somebody that's gonna come to test you. That's why he says, pray that you are worthy to escape all of these things that shall come upon the earth, to try them. Daniel chapter 7.
Always have to get out of this. So I gotta pray.
Verse 25.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
He shall do what?
Speak great words against the Most High.
Against the Most High. So it's some person that's soon to come out that's going to test your will. Read.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
You shall do what?
Wear out the saints of the Most High.
What does wear out mean?
Reach it out.
Make a time.
Kill. You're going to wear out the saints. Kill the saints of the Most High. Read.
And think to change times and laws.
To do what?
And think to change times and laws.
To think to change times and laws. There's only one commandment with a time on it. Right? It's only one. The rest of them, you don't put nobody before the Most High, no time. You don't make idols, no time. You don't bow down, no time. You honor your mother and your father all the time. But the Shabbat, you can only do it when? One time at the appointed time. So somebody's going to come and change the times and the laws to test you, to see if you really believe like you say you do. Finish that off.
And he shall think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end.
So we can see right there that some people is going to overcome. Last couple of scriptures. Revelation chapter 13. Yeah, 13. We're going to pick it up at verse. Pick it up at verse 12.
Revelation chapter 13 at verse 12. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders.
He doeth what?
He doeth great wonders.
Great wonders. Wonders are something that you do what? That you see. Right? You see these things. Read.
He doeth great wonders, so that he make the fire come down from the Shamayim on the earth.
So we know as soon as Elijah made that fire come down, all of them people believed because Elijah made the fire come down in front of them, and they seen it. They all started worshiping Yahuwah instantly because of that. So when we see this fire come down, will you be deceived and believe that he is God? Read.
On the earth, in the sight of men.
In the what?
In the sight of men.
Something that you can see. This is why he told you, walk by faith and not by
sight.
Sight, right? Because this is something that you can see. Remember, Adam and them didn't see. Remember, Adam and Eve was deceived off their senses. Isaac's eyes was dim. He was deceived off of his senses, off something that he could see. Read.
And deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast.
Do what?
Make an image to the beast.
What does the law tell us not to do? Read.
Which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast
to do what?
Should be killed.
So you shall not bow down to it. Another one of the commandments is broke right here. Read.
And he calls all, both small and great.
And what day do we worship on?
Shabbat.
Read.
And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell except he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is the wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
So remember, no matter how bad, whatever this is that take place, right? He says, fear him that can kill the body and the soul, not the one that just can kill the body. So no matter how bad that they may do you in your physical body, is nothing compared to if you take this. If you don't believe and you take this. Let's jump over to Revelation 14 and pick it up at verse 9.
Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And the third Malach followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand,
what happened to him?
The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Elohim.
Do what?
The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Elohim, which is poured out without mixture.
Without what?
Without mixture.
Without mixture. This is straight. No chaser. It ain't gonna be mixed with no cranberry juice. Straight. No rubbing coat? No, nothing. Say, burn the hair off your chest. See what this do. Read.
Poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the Kodesh Malachim, and in the presence of the Lamb.
Read.
And the smoke of their torment ascend up forever and ever.
What?
The smoke of their torment ascend up forever and ever, and they have no rest, day nor night.
When do they have rest?
Day nor night.
They don't have rest, day nor night. Read.
Whose worship is the beast and his image, and whosoever received the mark of his name.
So, in closing, ask yourselves, why do you believe? What makes you believe? And when this time comes, if the test is there, will you pass it? So with that, we say shalom.
Questions, comments, concerns? Was it thorough?
So no questions? All right. Well, I ask y'all again. Why do you believe? Anybody?
Without a shadow of doubt, this was the most I showed me. This word. He showed me no other word. He didn't show me no Quran, no JW, he didn't show me nothing right there. And it says, my sheep know my voice. And I see that word, and it took me 10 minutes for me to get it.
Absolutely.
It take 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Literally 10 minutes.
I feel you on that. Anybody else? Why do you believe? Go ahead.
I think it's just been someone you just believe, like it's a feeling, like when I was in church. You in there and you know something wasn't right, you just couldn't figure it out. But once you get the feeling, you know, then you got it. That's what drives all our people.
Feeling.
I really feel like some people are chosen. It's just like you were saying. I know it's probably a whole different example, but just like with the jobs, and we go to these jobs and they try to make us work on the Shabbat, and you go against doing that. It ain't just me myself that's going in there saying, okay, I realize I need this job, but I feel like the Most High is more important than that job. So I go in there and stand on faith. I'm like going through that right now. I'm in another job. I left the other job I had. It was giving me Shabbat off. And I needed more money, so I left that job. I'm going through that right now. I turned in the letter, and they have not got rid of me, so I'm still there, but they still have not hired me in. I'm still waiting to hear back from my letter, but I have the faith that if they don't let me stay there, the Most High gonna still find me something else. So it's like, still just, it's like she said, it's a feeling, but it's still having that faith that know that Most High got your back no matter what. What just step out, as long as you step out and believe in Him truly, He gonna take care of you. That's just how I feel about it. Really, that strong about it.
Absolutely.
That's a big one.
It's a faith walk. It's regardless of how you look at it, it is truly all about faith.
That's a big one when it comes to the Sabbath because
Yes.
some people believe the opposite of what you just said. They're like, man, I need my job. Like, I can break the Sabbath if I need my job. But like you said, where does your faith lie? Is the job providing for you? Is the Most High providing? You know, and once you understand that it's the Most High that's providing, you can stand to lose a job. You know what I mean?
And each one I had the Shabbat on.
It got to the point where I wouldn't say
I wouldn't even take a job. Like one job, they denied me at first, then called me back like, yeah, we'll work with you on this. You know, I ended up not getting it, but for another reason, but they still was willing to work me on Shabbat.
even still, you like.
And like this job, I like everything you know saying. I was like, I waited till last minute. I like everything y'all saying. I'm willing to accept this. If you can accept this, I'm trying to email it to you. So when you accept it, I got the email saying you accept it.
Right, having it right.
So the same like we talk about the Shabbat. This is where the emotions come in at, right? So we had the people to say, like I asked a question one time, made a whole bunch of people mad. Just a question. I said, show me in the law anywhere where he says that he know that I can break the Shabbat because my job says so. Something to that effect. So I said, just show me the scripture, and there was hundreds of people chiming in. Oh, well, brother, he know that you need your job, and he don't. I understand all that. Show me where he said that. Brother, you trying to cause confusion. How? I asked the question. All I do is want you to show me where it say that I understand that you need your job and you can break my day. Just show me that. Hundreds of people typing. Not one person gave me where it say that I know I understand and you can break it. But I got deleted a whole bunch of times. Right. So basically, if I break my ankle I'm not gonna wait until the Shabbat over with to say, "Oh, I'm just gonna be in pain 5 more hours." But oh my goodness, no, I'm going to the doctor. You know what I'm saying?
About, okay, what if you have a professor like that, critical professor, the doctor, so when you say lies, so calls you, this person's life is in danger, it's supposed to stop.
And
Now,
you say like, say that one more time.
okay, what if you're a doctor, a physician, someone goes into labor, a life-threatening situation going on the body.
That's the situations.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The person that break their leg gotta go see somebody to fix it.
Like you said, that's doing a good work.
That's doing a good work.
Literally, that's literally that donkey out of the ditch type of, literally. It's not saying, well, if I don't work Saturday, I'm only gonna get 4 days on my check instead of 5. Man, they really need me at the steel mill today.
I need this time.
Woo!
I need this time and a half.
Like 30, do it.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
One job with it. I felt like I needed it. I need this job. I can't, but that was the one time. And then after that, like when I quit it, like I can't do that no more. I'm going in the door and telling you flat out, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Dang, man, that's time and a half though, man. I just got that iPhone 7.
You gotta pay that bill.
That was $700, man. And I gotta get a jail bill. Hey, I was going in today. Just don't let the ox know about it. He knew about it though, right? Yeah, the Blue Jays came out today. I don't get them. I gotta get them first. Man. Let's pray, man. We endure to the end. Flat out. We endure to the end. Just we can pray out, man.
Love you.